news from Sri Lanka and across the world. It's the national news broadcast on Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira.
And I'm Natalia Virvardhana. First, let's take a look at the headlines.
The Castlereagh and Mausakale reservoirs receive a water capacity sufficient for 4 months. The rainy weather is to persist till next week. More than 5,000 persons affected by heavy rainfall. The President says they are shouldering a program to build a prosperous country on behalf of children. More than 1.4 million visitors to the Colombo International Book Fair. A decision on whether to perform surgery on elephant Sita is to be taken within the next few days. New president for the Maldives.
First, let's take a look at your local news. In your local news, 5,051 persons have been reported to have been adversely affected by the heavy rainfall.
The Department of Meteorology says the inclement weather would prevail till the 6th of this month. The Disaster Management Center says 1,275 families have been victimized by heavy showers. It further says that partial damages have also been caused to 316 houses. The overflowing of the Kirama Ara, which is a tributary of the Nilwala River, have resulted in the inundation of many nearby lowlands located in Urapula, Vetiyala, Karagoda Uyangoda and Vellathotta and several other areas. Farming activities have also been severely obstructed. The SLRC correspondent says strong impact has also been made on vehicle travel on the Vellathotta Matha road due to inundation. The Nelupatiya Ranna road via Rakava is still underwater. It has also been reported that the Parapur road, where the Velloder tourist resort is located, continue to remain inundated. Our reporters further say that water level in the Kalani River is also increasing due to sporadic rainfall. A flood situation has been created in many low-lying areas and roads in Kolonnava, Ambatale, Kalani Mulla and Vellampitiya. The flood situation in the Ratnapura district has declined due to a certain extent. Bus transport on the Ratnapura Karavita road via Hangamur as well as Ratnapura Niralgama road has resumed. However, some low-lying areas still remain inundated. Floods continue in the low basin of the King, Kalu rivers and the Attanagalu Oya. The Department of Irrigation says a somewhat receding in the flood situation is expected. The department requests motorists to refrain from using roads that have been inundated. Minister Mahinda Amaravira has also joined an inspection tour in the Tangal paddy fields damaged due to the overflowing of the Kirama Oya. Landslide warnings released by the National Building Research Organisation yesterday have been further extended. The Department of Meteorology forecast on the continuation of showers or thunder showers in the western, Sabaragamua, southern, northwestern provinces as well as in the Kandy and Nuwara districts.
Engineers in charge of the Castlereagh and Mausakale reservoirs say that if the rainy weather condition continues, the water capacities at the two reservoirs would become sufficient for the next 4 months. They further point out that even at the time of the generating electricity using the waters of the reservoirs, the water levels are increasing by around 1 inch daily. Due to the activation of the southwestern monsoon, the dry weather condition in the western slopes of the Central Highlands was eliminated. The massive rains have drastically increased the water levels of the majority major reservoirs as well as in small-scale reservoirs. The Castlereagh Reservoir water level has gone up by 60% and the water level of the Mausakale Reservoir by 74%. Irrigation engineers say the hydropower stations of Lakshapana, New Lakshapana, Canyon, Vimala Surendra, Polpitiya and Broadland have reached the maximum power generating capacities. Water levels of the Castlereagh Reservoir is currently at 16 feet below the spill level in the Mausakale reservoir, the water level is at 13 feet below the spill level. The Samanala River, which is located above the Balave Basin, has also accumulated substantial water capacity.
The World Children's Day and the World Adults Day falls today. The theme of this year's Children's Day is "Children are more precious than anything." It was at the World Conference on Children's Welfare held in the year 1925 that a declaration had been made on the need to select a day for the commemoration of the World Children's Day. However, an appropriate day in this regard was selected in the year 1954. Many countries in the world use different days to celebrate the event. Sri Lanka has selected 1st of October as the day for the commemoration of children. The United Nations organization has been celebrating World Adults Day every year on the 1st of October since the year 1990. The National Adult Secretariat says Sri Lanka's adult population has reached nearly 3 million. Attention has already been focused on adult welfare, legal provisions on security, empowerment and implementation of national adult health policies. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena has presided over a World Children's Day ceremony at the Temple Trees today. It was organized by the Ministry of Child and Women's Affairs. A Children's Day stamp was also issued on this occasion. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that the government is taking numerous steps to make many proposals and to implement them in order to make a better future for children, to protect the children amidst a number of problems, and to fulfill the expectations of the children and make them happy. The Prime Minister further said that it is essential to provide the necessary additional protection and support for enhancing those measures. There can be no obstacles for children to enjoy their rights in this society and to transform into the role that can be played as citizens of the future society. State Minister Geeta Kumar Singh said that there is no proper concern over the preschool. Preschool is never considered seriously in Sri Lanka. The said preschools can be opened in any place they want as they wish. The State Minister has pointed out that they have changed the situation. Children in orphanages should be given vocational training. They cannot be thrown on the street as soon as they turn 80 years of age. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says the current generation will be the pilots in the process of creating a developed Sri Lanka by 2048.
He also said that he believed that all the children of the country will dedicate themselves to acquire the necessary knowledge by engaging in their education properly today to become proud participants in the developed Sri Lanka. The President has expressed these opinions in his message released in connection with the World Children and World Adults Day. The President added that Sri Lankans are living in a very challenging era. Based on those challenges, they are now shouldering the program of building a prosperous country for the children of this country to inherit a beautiful childhood. Accordingly, they have already taken steps to carry out many reforms in the education system in order to socialize the children as productive citizens with balanced personalities who can take on challenges by equipping them with the new technological knowledge and abilities. The government has already taken measures to make many reforms in the educational methodology. The President, in his message of the World Adults Day, has pointed out that as Sri Lankan citizens, they are celebrating the International Elders Day by reflecting the valuable virtues that have been preserved throughout time immemorable to the world. The President has also recalled that the government has taken many measures for the welfare and safety of children and adults by protecting the rights of children and adults. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena has also extended a message of best wishes on the World Children's Day. He has pointed out that the government is continuously committed to provide strength, guidance and resources to uplift the children and take special care not to overlook the status of any child. The Prime Minister in his message has also reiterated that the objective of the government is to pave the way for a bright future by safeguarding the children. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa in his message has stated that everybody has been entrusted with a higher responsibility to create a bright tomorrow for all Sri Lankan children. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa in his message says children in the present society are being subjected to constant harassment of the adults. He also says that in order to prevent such a situation, the rights of all children will have to be protected. The Guan Sihinaya program organized by the national television in connection with the World Children's Day was conducted at the Katunayake International Airport premises recently.
Around 150 children selected from several parts of the island have taken part in the event. The aim of the program was to enlighten the children on the field of aviation. More than 2,000 applicants between the ages of 13 and 16 years have applied to the national television for taking part in the program. The 150 students have been selected by a draw. The children were brought to the airport premises from the SLRC on the 27th of this month. The program was a joint collaboration of the National Television and the Civil Aviation Services Authority. Assistance has been provided by the Katunayake Airport Aviation Sri Lanka Company and the Sri Lanka Air Force Training School, as well as the Sri Lankan Airlines. Children were educated on the procedure pertaining to the entrance of an air passenger to the airport until the commencement of flying. 150 participants were given valuable certificates. Chairman of the SLRC, Dr. Prasad Samarasinha, and the high-ranking management, Chairman of the Sri Lanka Civil Aviation Authority, G.S. Vithanagi, and prominent airline officials were also present on this occasion.
Now in more local news, several programs have been organized in connection with the World Children's Day. A children's concert was conducted at the Gangarame Vihare in Hunupitiya today. On this occasion, school equipment was distributed among 500 children. The event has been organized under the patronage of Venerable Dr. Kirinde Asaji Thera and in parallel to the 15th commemoration of former Minister Kingsley T. Wickramaratne. Ministers Dr. Bandulu Ganuwardena, Vidura Wickramanayake and relatives of the former Minister Kingsley T. Wickramaratne were also present. Minister Bandulu Ganuwardena said that it was Venerable Hikkaduwe Sirisumangala Nayaka Thera in the recent history had given leadership for the creation of a children's population which could become a resource for the universe. It was due to the inspiration of the Nayaka Thera that the education institutions of the caliber of Vidyodaya Pirivara came into being. The minister has also commended the services provided by the Gangarame Hunupitiya as well as the Vocational Training Institute and the Sri Jinaratna Technical College. The staff of the Lady Ridgeway Children's Hospital under the guidance of specialist physician on children's diseases Dr. Deepal Silva has also organized a World Children's Day special program. Popular actors and singers have also participated in the program. Children under the age of 12 years have been accorded the opportunity to watch the Pinnavela Elephant Orphanage and the outdoor zoological gardens free of charge today in connection with the World Children's Day. Police cadets group of the Polonnaruwa Royal College were engaged in a social hospitality program yesterday in parallel to the World Children's Day. Students of the college have also organized a medical clinic for children and adults and were engaged in cleaning the Parakum Children's and Adults Report in Polonnaruwa. A street drama was conducted at the Sri Saranankararame Vihare in Madurankuliya in connection with the World Children's Day yesterday.
Mohamed Moizu has been elected as the new president of the Maldives, replacing the incumbent president Ibrahim Mohamed Zoli. 45-year-old Mohamed Moizu, representing the Progressive Alliance, has contested the presidential election. He has consolidated his victory in the second round of voting by securing 54% of the votes. In the first round of the presidential election held on the 8th of last month, Moizu has received 46% of the vote. The outgoing President Ibrahim Mohamed Solih has received 39% of the vote. Mohamed Moizu is scheduled to be sworn in as the new President of the Maldives on the 17th of next month. Until then, Ibrahim Mohamed Solih would function as the caretaker President. President Ranil Wickremesinghe, extending a message of congratulations to the Mohamed Moizu, hopes for stronger bilateral ties with the new leader, solidifying the bonds of friendship and cooperation between the two countries. President Wickremesinghe has expressed his heartfelt desire to elevate the existing close and friendly bilateral relations into a robust and multifaceted partnership. This expanded cooperation aims to encompass diverse fields such as education, healthcare, bilateral trade and investment, promising mutual growth and development. The Colombo International Book Fair ends today.
It has been reported that more than 1.4 million persons have visited the exhibition. Charita Minipurarachi of the national television brings information regarding the event.
I'm here at the BMICH, and today the final day of the Colombo International Book Fair organized by the Sri Lanka Book Publishers Association for the 24th occasion. Several people from almost all the corners of the country came flocking towards the book fair despite of the inclement weather condition. They had amazing discounts for each and every reading books, stationery and many more articles related to the studies. So students, aged generation, and there were a variety of population here joining the book fair this time as well. So in line with the book fair and in accordance with the World Children's Day, we had some enthusiastic events and we saw small children flocking towards their novel experience here at the 24th Colombo International Book Fair. Today will be the final day, and next time the Colombo International Book Fair will be organized for the 25th occasion by the Sri Lanka Book Publishers Association. So the organizers will be welcoming you the next time as well.
Head of the Faculty of Veterinary Clinical Department of the Peradeniya University, Professor Ashoka Dangolla, says that a decision will be taken in a few days on whether to perform a surgery on the female elephant Sita, which was subjected to a shooting attack.
Meanwhile, Acting Minister of Defence Pramita Bandara Tennakon has ordered the relevant sections to conduct a systematic investigation into the shooting incident. The elephant named Maharagama Sita, of around 48 years of age, was reported to have participated in the final Randoli Perahara of the annual festival of the Mahayangane Raja Mahaviharaya. Upon parading the streets, she was tied up near the Mahaveli River. According to the reports, the wildlife officer had fired at the elephant, mistaking it for a wild elephant. The police says a civil task force official assigned for duties at the Department of Wildlife has carried out the shooting. The officer was released on a surety bail of 100,000 rupees after being produced before the acting magistrate of Mahayangane yesterday. The veterinarians say around 5 bullets were found in the body of the elephant. Some bullets have been directed near the heart of the animal. The acting magistrate has informed yesterday that investigations will be conducted whether live ammunition was used in the shooting. Veterinarians say in order to find this, a surgery will have to be performed on the elephant. However, Professor Ashoka Dangolla, upon our inquiry, said that the female elephant is not in a suitable health condition to undergo such an operation.
The incidents of human-inflicted harassments of elephants are reported to be on the increase.
නෑ සාමාන්‍ය ඉස්සරට යකින් නැතිව අලියද කියලා නැවතේ අය. ඔය අන්න එහෙම යන්න දෙන්න.
Our camera lenses have caught this massive beast near the 10th kilometer post in Kabitigulava. It is extremely difficult for the motor vehicles travelling on the road to escape from this wild elephant. It has been clearly observed that the elephant's trunk had got caught in a trap. Its violent behaviour is suspected to be attributed to this accident.
State Minister of Finance Dr. Ranjit Singh Pitia says 138 assistant customs superintendents and 45 custom inspectors will be recruited this year. The minister told the media in Ruvanvela today that recruitments would be made through a competitive examination without any political mediation. The state minister said that it has been compelled to restrict recruitments in the state service due to the economic reasons. He also said that recruitments are to be carried out only for income-earning institutions based on the need. State Minister Siambala Pitia added that earlier it has been discussed only to recruit state employees. However, the decision was changed, allowing more youth to enter the field. Highest form of competitive examinations will be conducted to recruit 138 assistant customs superintendents and 45 custom inspectors. The deadline for acceptance of applications is 22nd of next month. The state minister further said that the entire recruitment process will be carried out with a sense of transparency.
And now more local news items in brief. A fire has erupted in a storage room in the Thambalagamu Regional Hospital this morning. It has been reported that a defect in air conditioning unit has triggered the fire. The Trincomalee Fire Service unit has doused the fire and the Thambalagamu Police Station is conducting an investigation. Construction of the new Medical Office of Health of Ratnapura has commenced yesterday under the patronage of Sabaragamu Provincial Governor Naveen Dissanayake. A sum of 123 million rupees of World Bank aid has been reserved for the project. The Yovita Police Station has been successful in arresting 4 persons engaged in racketeering of pearls. The Rakia Pupudua Foreign Employment Market Program has got underway at the Thopava College premises in Polonnaruwa yesterday. The aim was to educate youth directed towards foreign employment. It was organized by the Ministry of Foreign Employment along with the Polonnaruwa District Secretary's office. A Chinese delegation has arrived in the country to monitor the local tea industry. They have inspected functioning at the Atukoral tea factory in Pittigala. And we'll bring you foreign news right after this break.
මගේ කලා ජීවිතයට දැන් අවුරුදු ගාණක් වෙනවා. පුංචි මදුරුවෙක් හින්දා අහිංසක ජීවිත ගණනාවක් මේ ලෝකේ අතහැරලා ගිය අවස්ථා ඕන තරම් මම දැකලා තියෙනවා. දැන්වත් අපි මේක නතර කරමු.
Welcome back, and we are bringing you news from overseas. 2 terrorists carried out a bomb attack in front of Turkey's Interior Ministry building in the Turkish capital Ankara ahead of the opening of parliament. 2 police officers were wounded in the capital city's first blast in years. 2 police officers had suffered non-life-threatening injuries in the attack. Interior Minister Ali Yerkiliaya said in a statement on X, previously known as Twitter. The attackers had arrived in a light commercial vehicle in front of the building's entrance, according to the minister. The blast had killed one of the attackers and authorities neutralized the other, he added. No one is yet to claim the attack.
The US government has avoided a federal shutdown after both House and Senate agreed on a short-term funding deal. The bill ensuring funding until November 17th received overwhelming support and was signed into law by President Joe Biden minutes before a deadline. However, it excludes any new aid for Ukraine in a blow for Democrats who this was a key demand. Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy submitted the bill in defiance of hardliners in his own party. The government shutdown would have placed tens of thousands of federal employees in furlough without pay and suspend various government services. But in a dramatic turnaround yesterday, Speaker McCarthy decided to put to a vote the temporary funding measure that would keep the government, which contains funding for natural disasters, but makes no major concessions on spending levels, a key demand of Republicans controlling the lower house. A majority of lawmakers were keen to avert a shutdown, and the bill was backed by more Democrats than Republicans, with as many as 90 House Republicans voting against it. Shutdowns occur when both chambers of Congress are unable to agree on roughly 30% of federal spending.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has announced plans to expand the country's domestic defense industry. Speaking at the opening of the International Defense Industries Forum, Zelensky said the Ukraine's defense sector will be transformed into a large military hub. He said that the sector will be developed through partnerships with Western weapons manufacturers in a bid to increase supplies for its counter-offensive against Russia. Zelensky said that air defense and demining were his immediate priorities. Ukraine also aims to boost domestic production of missiles, drones and artillery ammunition. The Foreign Ministry has said Ukrainian producers had signed about 20 agreements with foreign partners for joint production, exchange of technology, a supply of components to make drones, armored vehicles and ammunition. Ukraine retook the southern city of Kherson in November last year and began a long-awaited counteroffensive in early June to recapture other territories seized by Russia since February 2022.
In the region, Singapore's total population hit a record of 5.92 million, a 5% increase from a year ago. The population rebounded from declines during the COVID-19 pandemic and has since exceeded the 2019 population of 5.7 million. The figures were published in the annual Population in Brief report by the National Population and Talent Division of the Prime Minister's Office. Of the 5.92 million, there were 4.15 million residents and 1.77 million non-residents, which comprise the foreign workforce, dependents and international students. Singapore citizens made up 3.61 million or 61% of the total. This is a 1.6% rise from the last year. The permanent resident population increased by 3.7%. The report said that with the easing of travel restrictions related to COVID-19, more citizens and permanent residents living overseas returned to Singapore. This has been the largest contributing factor to the increases in the citizen and permanent resident populations.
A grand flag-raising ceremony was held at the Tiananmen Square in Beijing on this morning to mark the 74th founding anniversary of the People's Republic of China. After trumpet soldiers sounded their clarions, the national flag was escorted into the square by 96 members of the Chinese People's Liberation Army Guard of Honor. Watching the national flag raising ceremony at the Tiananmen Square has been a way of celebrating the National Day for many Chinese who joined the gathering to express their feeling of patriotism. Thousands of spectators from all over the country gathered at the square in early hours waiting for the existing moment. They sang the Chinese national anthem while watching the national flag going up. Many held national flags in their hands and had stickers of the national flag on their faces. The middle of the square was decked out with a huge flower basket arrangement as part of the National Day celebrations.
Sri Lanka's long-standing national badminton champion Niluka Karunaratne has retired from the sport. He has convened his decision at the International Olympic Committee in Switzerland today.
Niluka Karunaratne said that he had brought many victories to the country by representing the country in the field of badminton until February of 2023. He further said that he had represented the country for 22 years and that he had retired from the domestic level in the year 2021. Niluka Karunaratne has won 37 international medals during his sporting career. He has represented Sri Lanka in 3 Olympic tournaments, 6 Commonwealth tournaments and 2 Asian Games. He had remained Sri Lanka's national badminton champion for 17 years. His 2 younger brothers are also skilled badminton players. Cricketer Chamil Karunaratne is his younger brother. The Sri Lankan team participating in the Asian Games has left the island yesterday. The leader of the Sri Lankan team is Sahan Arachige. Former captain of the Sri Lanka cricket team Dinesh Chandimal has been responsible for the construction of indoor stadium for the Dharmashoka College Ambalangoda through his personal expense. The new stadium was declared open today on the sidelines of the World Children's Day. Chandimal, a past pupil of Dharmashoka College Ambalangoda, has spent 20 million rupees on the project. The Sri Lanka Army was in charge of the construction.
And that was a look at your news right here on Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira signing with Natalia for Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, wishing you a pleasant evening.